Welcome to the 4Q Boundaries podcast, where we explore how to find your center and create inner peace in an often overwhelming world. I'm Grace, and Matthew and I are so glad you're here with us.
Hey there, I'm Matthew. Do you ever feel like you're constantly pulled in a million directions, bombarded by demands, leaving you feeling overwhelmed, drained, and utterly disconnected? Today, we're going to start at the very foundation of our being, our physical body and the boundaries it inherently holds. Welcome to 4Q Boundaries Deep Dive. We're exploring how to find your center, cultivate a sense of inner peace in a world that often feels, relentlessly demanding.
It's great to be here exploring this with you.
And it's really wonderful to have you joining us on this journey. Have you ever felt that unsettling sensation of being constantly stretched thin, like bombarded by external pressures?
Oh, yeah.
Leaving you feeling utterly overwhelmed, maybe drained, and just fundamentally disconnected from yourself.
Yeah, it's such a common experience. A quiet signal that something might be, out of alignment.
It certainly is. In a world that, often celebrates constant productivity and external validation, it's incredibly easy to lose touch with our own intrinsic needs.
Absolutely. And even our own physical well-being can suffer because of it.
That's precisely why today we're starting at the very root of our being, our physical body, and the inherent boundaries it holds. We're going to introduce you to a really potentially transformative framework. It's known as 4Q Boundaries, and it's designed for personal growth and holistic well-being.
Right. The 4Q and 4Q Boundaries represents 4 questions about your boundaries, designed to guide you in reflecting on your 4 interconnected dimensions: your physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual selves. And this framework, it really invites you to recognize that all these parts of you are in constant dynamic interaction. It's a truly holistic perspective.
And what's really at the heart of this framework is understanding that personal boundaries aren't just like polite social rules.
No, not at all.
They are, in fact, these invisible lines we draw, or maybe it's better to say lines we recognize, to protect our well-being across all 4 of those dimensions.
Exactly. They are absolutely essential. For healthy relationships, yes, but also for fostering deep self-respect and for living a truly balanced life.
That's precisely it. Because when we don't honor these boundaries, we often experience that sense of overwhelm, that disconnection we talked about earlier.
And the beauty of the 4Q Boundaries approach is its profound simplicity, really. It's about learning to consciously disconnect from all the noise, the external stimuli, and in turn, reconnect with your inner self. And when you manage that, you find that balance becomes, it's as natural and effortless as your own breathing.
So just to give you a quick roadmap of what this 4Q Boundaries framework covers before we really dive into today's specific focus.
Good idea.
We have the physical body. That's the foundation of your being, your health, your energy, all those felt sensations.
Right, the tangible part.
Then there's your emotional body. That's the realm where you experience and process all your feelings. Your mental body. That's the space of your thoughts, your beliefs, your perceptions.
All the internal chatter sometimes.
Exactly. And finally, your spiritual body. This is described as an energetic link to your deeper self, often sensed through subtle physical feelings, connecting you to presence and awareness.
And for this particular deep dive today, we're going to focus entirely on that foundational dimension, the physical body and its boundaries.
Okay.
It's really the starting point for truly understanding how to reclaim your space.
And what really sets the 4Q Boundaries philosophy apart, something taught by its founder, Michael Spackman, is that it's not about memorizing 100 rigid rules.
No, definitely not.
Or adhering to some strict doctrine. It really challenges that notion that personal growth has to be overly complex.
Michael's core belief, and I think this is so important, is that many approaches make simple concepts unnecessarily difficult. He really emphasizes self-discovery. Also, by always asking, "What do you notice?" It's all about validating your own unique experience, keeping it profoundly simple.
I like that.
Yeah. And this approach really empowers you, the listener, to actively participate in your own learning and growth, rather than just passively receiving information. Your inner wisdom is the guide here.
Okay, so let's truly unpack this then. Let's dive into the fascinating mechanics of the physical body. It's so much more than just a biological vessel, right?
Oh, absolutely.
It is quite literally the anchor of our being. You can think of it as this dynamic, interconnected network of systems constantly working to maintain equilibrium,
Right,
what science calls homeostasis.
right. It's this continuous miracle of self-regulation, always striving, always trying to bring itself back to balance.
And this inherent self-regulation that brings us directly to the physical boundary itself.
It does. You can almost picture it as your body's own sophisticated internal alert system.
Oh, I like that. An alert system.
Yeah. It's perpetually signaling imbalances, but it does it through physical sensations. You know, things like that persistent ache or a subtle tension you can't quite shake, or even that just pervasive fatigue. These aren't just random occurrences. They are vital cues. They're your body's innate way of communicating that a need isn't being met, or maybe that something within its intricate network is amiss.
Perhaps because an external boundary has been breached.
Precisely. That's often the trigger.
That's a really powerful way to frame it. So when we talk about cultivating a healthy physical boundary, what does that actually entail in practice?
Well, first we have to acknowledge the body's incredible communication systems.
Right.
Our physical form, it's this astonishingly complex network. It's comprised of 11 interconnected systems. You know, from the nervous system constantly relaying signals to the endocrine system releasing stress hormones, or even your digestive system reacting to tension. Each has unique functions, but they all work synergistically to maintain that precious homeostasis.
Okay, so they all talk to each other.
Constantly. And when there are disruptions in any one of these systems, maybe it's chronic stress, messing with your digestion, or prolonged lack of sleep impacting your nervous system, it creates a ripple effect. And this can manifest as discomfort, illness, or sometimes just a deep sense of unease. So learning to truly recognize and interpret these signals, it's like learning the fundamental language of your own body.
Makes sense.
Without understanding those cues, it becomes incredibly challenging to establish and maintain clear physical boundaries.
And here's where it gets particularly insightful, I think. The crucial, yet often overlooked role of fascia.
Oh yes, fascia.
It's not exactly a household term, is it?
Yeah,
But it is this vital web-like connective tissue. It literally envelops and supports every muscle, every organ, every bone throughout your entire body.
it's everywhere, and it's absolutely crucial for structural integrity, for fluid movement, and remarkably, even for the seamless transmission of energy throughout your system.
Wow.
And what's truly insightful here is that these fascial restrictions, they aren't just sources of physical pain. Often they're like a tangible memory of a boundary that's been breached.
A memory held in the tissue.
Exactly. Perhaps it's the physical imprint of prolonged emotional stress, or even a past trauma, literally tightening your body's protective layer. You might notice it as a persistent stiffness, maybe a feeling of being stuck, or chronic tension in specific areas. Understanding this connection allows us to address the root cause of the physical discomfort, not just the symptom. And by doing that, you're strengthening your physical boundary from within.
That's fascinating.
Yeah,
Building on that idea of the body's subtle intelligence, the physical body isn't just matter, is it? It's also this dynamic field of energy.
that's right. This vital energy flows through intricate pathways. While distinct from fascia, some of these energetic pathways were recognized and named meridians by traditions like traditional Chinese medicine,
Right. I've heard of those.
nourishing and supporting every single cell. It's like an invisible circulatory system for your life force, your vitality.
And just as with the fascial restrictions you mentioned, blockages or disruptions in this energy flow, maybe from prolonged emotional suppression or consistently overriding your body's need for rest, can manifest directly as physical ailments.
Absolutely. Think of that chronic fatigue you might feel, even when you think you're getting adequate sleep, or just a pervasive sense of sluggishness. These are often clear signals of a boundary issue, where your energetic resources are essentially being drained without proper replenishment. So practices that promote healthy energy flow, like conscious breathing or gentle movement, they become fundamental for maintaining a vibrant physical state and, well, robust boundaries.
And finally, there's this really powerful concept in this discussion. The body is an anchor.
Yes, the anchor.
While our emotional, our mental, or spiritual aspects can easily wander off into the past or get tangled up in anxieties about the future,
Which they often do.
our physical body firmly roots us right here, right now, in the present moment. Cultivating a strong, present connection to your physical self profoundly enhances your sense of grounding, your overall presence. It makes you less susceptible to being pulled off center by everything going on around you.
And that is the profound practical application for you, the listener. Consistently focusing on the tangible, the felt sense experiences of these signals. That's the key.
The felt sense.
Yes. Developing a deeper, more intuitive connection to your physical self and its boundaries comes from being truly present with what you notice. Actively listening to what your body is communicating in this very moment. When you do that, you begin to understand the nuanced language of your own physical boundary. It's not intellectual, it's experiential.
So what does this all mean for you listening right now in your daily life? The benefits of truly mastering this physical boundary, they sound immense. They really are. You'll gain a significantly increased self-awareness of your physical needs, an improved, more respectful ability to honor your body's inherent limits, and a far greater capacity, I imagine, to prevent minor aches or fatigue from escalating into more significant draining issues.
That's exactly it. It's true, we often observe people pushing past those initial subtle signals until their body's practically screaming for attention.
Yeah, we've all done that.
We have, whether it's through chronic pain, sheer exhaustion, or even illness. But the really good news here is that the 4Q Boundaries framework provides you with practical, accessible tools.
Tools to do what?
Tools to not only recognize these early signals, but also to effectively respond to them before they reach that crisis point. It shifts you from reacting often too late to proactively protecting your well-being.
Okay, I love that. Coactive protection. So let's get into some concrete, actionable practices. Things you can begin using, like right now, to cultivate a healthy physical body and its boundaries.
Perfect.
These are truly small steps, but they can have a profoundly big impact on your overall well-being.
Definitely. Small hinges swing big doors.
Exactly. First, establish a baseline. How often do we truly pay attention to our body when it's actually feeling good?
Not often enough, usually.
Right, so I invite you. Cultivate awareness of your body's normal, healthy state. What are your typical energy levels when you feel properly rested? What physical sensations are normal and comfortable for you? What's your overall sense of well-being when all your systems feel balanced and harmonious? This awareness, this becomes your crucial internal compass. It helps you immediately detect even the slightest shifts that might indicate a boundary is being challenged.
It's your personal benchmark.
Precisely. Second, honor your body's signals. Once you have that baseline, you can really begin to recognize and interpret signals like pain, tension, chronic fatigue, or even that sudden wave of emotional distress that feels, physical.
Instead of just pushing through them.
Exactly. Instead of dismissing them as annoyances, frame these as valuable cues. They're telling you a boundary may have been crossed, or that a fundamental need isn't being met. Your body is perpetually communicating. Your task is simply to listen with intention.
Listen without judgment, too.
Good point. Third, and this might sound self-evident, but it's so often overlooked in our busy lives, prioritize self-care.
The non-negotiables.
Yes. This means embracing essential practices that are truly non-negotiable for your physical well-being. Getting sufficient restorative sleep, nourishing your body with nutritious food, engaging in regular movement that feels good to you.
Not just what you think you should do.
Right? And actively creating supportive environments, places, and situations that promote both your physical and your emotional well-being. This isn't a luxury. It's a foundational necessity for a robust physical boundary.
Absolutely essential.
And finally, a truly powerful act of self-assertion. Set and maintain limits. This is about learning to use the word no confidently, but also compassionately.
That can be a tough one for people.
It really can. But learning to say no to activities, situations, or even people that consistently drain your energy, compromise your physical well-being, or just leave you feeling depleted. This isn't selfish. It's a crucial act of self-respect. It directly reinforces your physical boundary and communicates both to yourself and to others where your limits actually lie.
And all these actionable steps, they tie directly back to Michael Spackman's core question for self-observation, which really guides this whole process. Remember it.
Remind us.
What do you notice physically, emotionally, mentally, and spiritually when I place my attention on some type of stimulus?
Yes.
It's about just being present with that question, letting your body's wisdom reveal the answers, noticing without needing to fix it immediately. Just notice.
Exactly. These actions are truly accessible, manageable shifts. They build conscious boundaries and help you reclaim your personal power. You don't have to overhaul your entire life overnight.
No.
But you can certainly start noticing and responding right now, empowering yourself one signal at a time.
Small steps.
Now, if you're feeling a connection to this deep dive, if these insights into your physical boundaries have resonated with you and you want to truly deepen your journey with 4Q boundaries,
And understand these concepts even more profoundly,
we have something truly transformative for you.
we really invite you to continue this journey by joining the 4Q Boundaries membership. This is where the real integration happens, where sustainable transformation truly begins.
Yeah, as a valued member, you'll gain unlimited access to all our basic and advanced fundamentals audio training courses and connect to a robust community support where you can associate with like-minded individuals.
Which is so helpful.
And ongoing learning with new content released regularly. It's a powerful, supportive environment designed to help you seamlessly integrate these principles into your daily life.
And you can choose the option that best fits where you are right now. There's the Boundary Builder Monthly Pass. That's just $25 a month. It's perfect if you're just starting out, offers flexibility, lower upfront commitment.
Okay,
Or if you're feeling ready for a truly transformative commitment, deeper, consistent practice, there's the Embrace Your Power membership. That's $250 for the year. And it's designed to support your ongoing growth and deeper integration of all these powerful principles.
and both options give you extensive content, that vibrant community, and continuous learning opportunities, right?
Absolutely. All the core benefits are there in both.
Great. So to learn more and join our growing community, simply visit the 4Q Boundaries website. All the details are right there to help you take that next empowering step.
That wraps up our exploration for this 4Q Boundaries deep dive.
Thank you so much for tuning in, for sharing this journey of discovery with us today. We truly appreciate your presence and your curiosity. Before we go, maybe just consider this. What small, often ignored physical signal has your body been sending you lately? And what might it actually be asking for? Something to think about.
Definitely. Join us next time as we continue our exploration into the 4Q framework. We'll be diving into understanding your emotional boundaries and reclaiming your emotional freedom.
Until then, stay grounded and listen deeply to your inner wisdom.